Wuyang's gameplay trailer has been released, and after watching through it and a lot of thinking, I'm a bit concerned as to his place in the game. To me, he seems caught between archetypes and possibly not the best in any of them. And as a clear analogy with the nade to his Guardian Wave, amping healing and healing on impact, but you can't use it aggressively against enemies, and so you can't really dive with it. Brig is another analogy with his Guardian Wave knocking back and peeling like Whipshot, but unless his primary wave is able to move a trace off an angle, he'll struggle to see play there. Baptiste and Illari has more damage in poke, Moira and Kiriko are more survivable in brawl, he sure as hell can't dive. I guess we're just waiting on numbers now, because I think he's gonna be very sensitive to them. Oh, it's straight into it, okay.
What was it Shifu told me? Nothing in the world is as yielding as water. But in its ebb and flow... I honestly forget the rest. So, I'll just go with the flow.
Okay, like Jet Orbs, yep.
Making a split.
That was a direct hit.
Always good to hydrate.
Little wave, not like Arbor Wall.
Oh, easy. Oh, check me out. Bye. Ultimate's ready. You're protected. Go make a splash. Hope you brought a change of clothes. Guess my training's paying off. Let's keep it going. Wouldn't want to be ya.
Let's see explosion on.
You just witnessed my most famous party trick.
Right, so now the analysis section where we slow down and we go over every... So what we do know is that this is an orb and possibly can turn into 3 orbs. It looks like it's the same as we thought. It's a slower jet smoke, kind of like an idea where you control it as you go. Restorative stream seem to be right-click onto the target. If you tap it, you get a smaller healing per second. If you hold it, you get an actual healing that's on a resource. Guardian Wave is a small wave by the looks of it. Increase the amount of healing received by allies and knockback enemies. I think that might come with a heal by the looks of it. Rushing Torrent is definitely a cooldown that rise water to move faster and jump higher. It didn't look that fast, honestly. Didn't look that fast, so let's see. So that kind of comes from, it kind of comes from down here. Interesting enough on that model. It comes from the staff down here, but he controls it with left hand. Cool. See, there's an empowered orb. You see that it has that effect around it. There's an empowerment to this orb. You can see in the perk here, decreased empowered explosion radius there. So it takes a second to empower. Moves around corner. There's a big AoE. It looks like it has more direct hit damage. That's the reload animation there. So that's ammo based. Splash is an antibiotic nade. Heal amps and heals. Right click there. Mercy beam onto that person. And then they're still being healed by the looks of it, despite the fact that he's not on. Big burst into them. That's quite a big angle there. Look how deep the angle is to turn that. So it looks like it actually empowers about 5 to 6 meters away from you. This looks, I'm going to be honest, absolutely jank as hell. This looks awful. They could have got a better angle of this. Surely they could have got a better angle. This looks terrible. I'm sorry. Come on, Blizzard. I'm sure it doesn't look that bad in game, but it looks so silly. Okay, Hazard jumps in. He has a jump based off it. It looks like he gets that one jump, but the effect seems to be continuing. So I don't know how long this lasts. So this is the ult. So that's broken, and it's knocked people down as expected. Just a stun on there. 400 overhealth? Oh, 400 overhealth for the bubble? How does it break if it's 400 overhealth? Oh, so you're basically immortal, because by the time they break it, like, weird. This is just his movement ability, showing that you can still do stuff. So you get a selection between ally and friend there. 650 health. Straight, just, you know, just a high jump, isn't it? But it seems to keep on, so it's not like you use the jump and the movement's gone. And then there's the explosion and everyone says, ah, because it's a trailer. Okay, so to start with, all supports depend a lot on numbers. That's pretty obvious. The way that support resources get used depends on what level the support resources are. It's pretty clear that with his right-click healing, he has an applied healing, and he has a focus healing that takes resources. The question is, how much does that heal in each mode? That's really important to be able to know before we can speculate on how it's going to be used. His wave seems to amp. I'm going to check how much healing it actually amps for. I think that's a really important one to be able to tell. So Reaper's currently on 100 health, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's only healed him for 25. So if it does have a heal, it's only a very small heal there. Unless he's being healed for more over time. Maybe it's got a heal over time on it as well. So maybe this heals for like 1 or 2 seconds over time for like maybe 100. Then we can't see the health bars after that. Surely it isn't as potent as Ana's nade? Well, I don't see why not. He's got no offensive use cases for it. So the right click, obviously we don't know about the right click. The left click is based on how much damage it's doing in its normal and its empowered form. It's kind of cool that you can shoot characters around corners. That is a thing we have never had in the game before. I'm excited for that. I'm also excited for the AoE component of that in 6v6. That's very important to me. The Guardian Wave really depends on cooldown to me. If it is an ability that has a long cooldown and should probably be used for peel the majority of the time, this character gets really boring really quickly in my mind. If it's a low cooldown, where the character wants to be using it aggressively on a push, this character gets really interesting into 6v6 very quickly. It's pretty clear that they seem to be aimed at the flex spot, in my opinion. I don't know if anyone else has comments on that, though they do have main support kind of like aspects, and the fact that their healing's very reliable, the fact that they can support DPS very well by the looks of it, the fact that they do have peel, maybe a hybrid between the two. The roles don't really matter anymore, right? The main support is, well, always was the person that has less mechanical skill involved in their aiming. Let's be honest, that was what it was. And this doesn't seem like it requires a ridiculous amount of mechanical skill in the aiming, so it's by default probably the main support that's going to be playing this, if it is played, regardless. But in terms of the way that it functions, in terms of throughput healing versus main healing, that is yet to be seen, because throughput healing is the type of character that can keep up the team, has unreliable healing sources to allow more healing, generally has that burst to keep your team in, allow your team to go in, whereas the main healer, which is the type of character that has DPS, support, and peel and other stuff like that. It seems like they're aimed for the middle at the moment from what I can see in terms of their abilities. Main and flex support are the most vague definition ever at this point, with everyone trying to define it their own way. Yeah, it doesn't really matter, but it does matter how they're going to be played and how you should be looking to play them, right? It does matter. They're hero pools. Yeah, 100% they're hero pools. There's a little burst of speed at the start of it, kind of like a Juno dash. I'm so sad that this ultimate isn't an ability, man. The ult surely has to charge very quickly. Yeah, it seems incredibly impactful, and I really want a version of this that isn't quite as impactful. That would be really cool to me. But what I see here is I see a character that's incredibly variable in the place that they can be played, right? I see a main / flex support that can basically do anything, but it all relies on numbers. The Guardian Wave healing package is a package that can basically do anything. Imagining it in a combination with Malga Cage or something. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, ults are ults. I don't really care about ultimate design space, because at a certain point, once you put a certain amount of power into something, it can be literally anything. So it doesn't really matter. I think it potentially has use in Kiriko's slot with Lucio to enable certain brawls. Yeah, 100%. It seems like a very broady type thing where you got that big impulse of the wave. The question is, will this guy see play over Juno and that kind of stuff? You say over Kiriko's slot? Is he survivable? I don't think, from what I can see here, he's very survivable. Does Guardian Wave amp him? I don't think you actually see that, do you? Yes, it does do the effect on you. You can see the right up here. You get an effect on you, so it's going to be healing on you as well as everything else. So Guardian Wave's the all-purpose, go in, peel, survive myself ability that you're going to be trying to save. It's literally just Ana nade, but more boring, isn't it? Don't you think? It's Ana nade, but with not back end damage, I guess, is the other thing. Haven't been this excited for a hero since Juno. I was on the fence with Juno because I saw Speedring and I saw the toxic effect it could have had on the game potentially. And I was really worried about Lucio Juno comps potentially being a thing depending on Juno's healing. And they were a thing because Juno's healing was too high, but Blizzard, over the course of many months, as they always do, nerfed the healing on reliable healing sources because they aim for the safe side of strong. If this healing is really high, there's no speed though. So If we're going to be playing a Brawl comp, we're going to be playing it with Juno. We're going to be playing it with Lucio. Do we need Juno missiles and at the same time need the wave? That's a load of resources, man. Like a load of resources. Kiriko's ult isn't as great as it was when she wasn't as figured out. Yeah, but the main reason for that is Kiriko ult is an automatic fight when everyone realizes that now, so it always gets kited, right? Like, nobody plays in Kiriko ult anymore. Everyone just fucking, like, says, oh, okay, I guess you win this one, backs off a bit, and then re-engages, right? Kiriko Juno, right? Would you swap out Kiriko for Wuyang? It definitely provides completely different stuff. This is hard on the throughput healer spectrum. Kiriko's hard on the off-angle support spectrum. I can't see a position where you want that. This would be a very committal brawl. Unless this character has a hitherto unknown ability to duel out tracers, which other people can't. Soon as he be a replacement for Ana. Yes, but Ana has anti-nade, and I don't see anything in this kit that outclasses anti-nade in any way, shape, or form, right? Like, I just don't see it. It's certainly a less greedy Ana. Will not be able to enable the dives that she thrives on? Yeah, I'm trying to think of a comp. It's definitely a Lucio Wuyang comp, isn't it? Wuyang has all the healing throughput to be able to keep a team up and push through. The question is, why would you play this character over Moira, I guess? Because I think the slam and the wave combined with the healing is not as good at forcing as Moira is. And Moira still has the ability to full send into backline with Fade and the survivability of not sending with Fade. You're playing a less survivable Moira that has less healing, and from the looks of it, not that much utility. It all depends on the damage, obviously. It all depends on the damage. Probably just for ult. Depends if you can play it for ult. I mean, in hard brawl comps, it's very hard to play without a really survivable character. The movement here does not look particularly scary or particularly good.
But in its ebb and flow, yeah, making a splash. Always good to hydrate.
Small heal over time with a heal lamp.
Oh, easy.
That does not have as big as an AoE as I wanted on it.
Oh, check me out.
That doesn't seem like very good movement. I'm sorry. Like, it really doesn't. Can anyone convince me otherwise? Like, maybe this comes with a heal or something like this? Maybe this comes with something else? From the description, I don't think it does. Like, ride water to move faster and jump high. It's on a cooldown as well. You press this button, you're dead in the water. Like, you use this to push with Guardian Wave? I don't know how this character can be played like Moira, right? Like, that's a struggle to me. The jump is probably better. The jump seems... okay, we saw it on the endpoint. It's not particularly high. It's quite long. Maybe it goes far. Maybe it goes faster. That doesn't seem fast to me, though, right? That doesn't seem fast. That doesn't seem high. It just seems lazy. I don't care about the ult. The ult is what the ult is.
Hope you brought a change of clothes. Guess my training's paying off.
It's enough to get out a Diva booster, is it? Not if you're in a brawl. It's enough to get out of a Diva booster if you're in a poke. Why would you play this character in a poke over Kiriko in a poke? I guess is the question, right? Why would you ever not play Kiriko, who can off-angle and fight for angles? Don't get me wrong, at low level, this seems to fill a niche, which is I want to play a throughput healer that's not Moira, because I don't want to play Moira, and I want to play a throughput. I guess he's more pokey than Moira, but the damage is yet to be seen. We've already seen that he can't insta-kill a Tracer, so I'm thinking like 120 for an Empowered Orb? Question mark on how the direct damage is. You prefer Liari and Bap over Kerry and poke anyways? No, I mean kind of like a get-off-me poke kind of style. Yeah, not a pure poke. This character is very clearly brawl/fast gameplay because he's got that big burst in him. But I don't see that he has survivability to play. So I was thinking Kiri because Kiri has the survivability, Moira because Moira has the survivability. He doesn't seem to have the throughput that Baptiste has, right? You wouldn't play him over Baptiste in the same scenario as Bap. The fire mode of the orbs can't be as sharp as Illari because if they are as sharp as Illari, it would be horribly oppressive around corners, right? So it has to be less sharp by default or do less damage over time as a default because, right, it would be unhealthy to be always being killed around corner by this guy. So I feel like his movement's going to get put onto a meter. That's what I feel is my prediction here.
You just witnessed my most famous party trick.
His amp and has AoE healing is going to be absolute BS in 6v6. He doesn't really have AoE healing. He has single target healing and then AoE amp. So it's not the same. It's kind of the same as Ana in terms of the output that they can have from that. Just kind of the same as Ana. It should be reverse the tide. I thought it was reverse the tide from the trailer. So this is actually a pretty steep angle, right? This is kind of like there. And this is the kind of angle where you can aim it high and get over cover like this. You can 100% get to probably about there in terms of the angle. By looping it over. I'm trying to work out how much healing this does, but by the 0.3 seconds I've got. So that is heal over time and an amp, right? That's clearly a heal over time and an amp, because that's still going up. We have a load of effects there. It's really hard to see. Hits right click on the diva. Look at this circle around the diva there. That's the effect going on from the right click tap healing. So he's tapped onto the diva, then he's going to do something else. Does Anna need extra healing? Yeah, no problem with that part of the kit. The question is whether it is got a low enough cooldown to be used aggressively or whether it's used as a peel. Because it ties in his survivability to it, it heals him as well, and it knocks back enemies, which is really concerning. Because if that's on a 10-second cooldown, you can't press the button. If it's on 6, you're absolutely fine to use it whenever. And that's a really cool part of his kit. So that kills the Tracer. Can we track how much damage that Tracer's taken? Takes maybe a little bit of chip. So Anna shot plus orb kills. So that AoE there, that's a lingering heal. So literally just tapped on the lingering heal onto diva. It's really nice to be able to do stuff at the same time as healing, but if there's a tank doing something, you should be right-clicking the tank. That's just going to be absolutely better, unless the numbers are way off, right? So on 10 seconds, a wave perk is going to be awful. Getting 10 ammo and 33% healing resource when rushing torrent is activated. Okay, the orb ammo must be pretty high if you gain 10. It's got to be like 15 maybe, or maybe like 20, which seems really high for a slow firing orb. So maybe like 15 and then you gain 10. But you thought 33% healing resource would be approximately in proportion to the amount of orbs you get back. When you deal damage with water orbs, increase restorative streams passive healing by 40% for 2 seconds. So this is the I want to be DPSing. So this is going to be pretty default and you're going to be wanting to do stuff. The way that balance here works with falling rain is really interesting because you're going to guarantee that you're going to be able to hit with at least one of the orbs. I'm going to guess, as I said, the orbs are going to go out like this and then they're going to go onto the place you're looking at. So a few of them are going to go more around stuff. You're going to have more direct damage if they all hit. But as I said, 120% damage and then one's going to miss majority of the time. You're trying to go around a lot of objects. So these two get picked together. Guardian Wave rewinds to its starting direction, steals 50% decreased damage while rewinding. I'll need to wait and see just how aimbotty these orbs are before I start molding. You guys and you need to stop complaining about skill pilling everything. Doesn't matter in any way. Matters whether it's toxic, not whether it's skillful.
But in its ebb and flow.
All of the people that said that Juno is a problem because they've got right clicks, they're going to come out the woodwork, aren't they? Does not seem fast enough to play in Brawl, especially on a cooldown. If this is the same as kind of like Juno boost glide, this can't be played in Brawl because Juno can keep up. Juno can keep up with the double jump, the movement, the small model, other things like that. I don't think Wuyang's going to be able to keep up in Brawl. I will say I'm kind of glad that the effect spam from this ult isn't crazy. Like that's actually a good thing to me. They've been creeping effect spam from ultimates recently, so I'm really struggling to find where this guy's niche goes. I'm really struggling to find it. It's a throughput healer archetype that doesn't have to always be throughput healing and can swap into 2 modes. So he has the throughput healer archetype where he's holding right click and he's also using wave at the same time. And it's kind of like Moira in that regard, but his mobility isn't as good as Moira. Or kind of like Anna kind of thing, or kind of like Baptiste kind of thing. All of this goes together. Then there's maybe the angular support archetype, which is tap right click, right? You tap the right click and you have that residual healing onto people, and you DPS with the orbs. And it looks like you can adapt into each one, but the question is he going to be worse than any other character? Is he going to play the hybrid tax between these? It's pretty clear that Kiriko didn't play the hybrid tax, so why should he have to play the hybrid tax? But also his primary fire mode is the type of primary fire mode that I think they will purposely underkit because it will be really annoying to die to. What I expect for the numbers from right click is I expect 30 to 35 healing per second to the passive heal, and then an amp to kind of like 75, 80 for the hold. Depending on the wave, he'd be kind of fire with Lucio or Brig. Brig poke comp, would you take him over Baptiste with Brig ever? I'm trying to find a time when you play him. Yeah, like the fact that quite a lot of his kit revolves around the wave seems to imply that he want to be played with speed, right? Because he's got a big burst in his kit, the same way as Anna has a big burst. You don't play Anna in the poke comps. You play Anna in the dive comps, but he can't be played in the dive comps. Yeah, do you know, like the speed is so necessary, it's really difficult. Now the question is, at a low rank, would he be paired with Brig? Like Brig and then Wuyang like high level, like low level, would that be just oppressive because of the amount of knockbacks? Would that be the ultimate anti-dive, screw you, I'm going to stand in the back line and wave you every single time you come close kind of thing? Anything works? I'm not looking for what works, I'm looking for what's really shit to play against, right? I'm not looking to say, of course anything will work in a low rank, but I'm looking to say, would this be awful? The other thing is the fact that you have a harmony orb. That's what it is, the right click. And you have to move that harmony orb off the target in order to be able to heal that a different target. I can see it making Brawl hard in 6v6 with no steadfast. Might just be a better pair with Ana than Brig if you need more range damage. Will he be able to do the angular support that Brig does? Brig is, yeah, well, he obviously fits into the main support slots in that way because he's got the reliable healing. Is the adaptability? So is the wave just like whip shot and the healing like Pax? The healing's not quite as reactive as Pax, but you can tap it onto a Tracer, so he's going to work a bit better with Tracer. As with everything, right? It's a proverbial Tracer in the coal mine, isn't it? If this guy can fight off Tracer with his left clicks, then there's going to be problems, and he's going to be played as a Brig or as a main support. If he can't fight off Tracer, I'm like, where's the niche, right? Where's the niche? He's not as fast as Ana. He's not able to play with dive like Ana. He's not as throughput-y as Baptiste. He's not as survivable as Moira. He's not as fast as Juno. So where does he go? I'm trying to think of any character that this guy can replace. And obviously we're thinking Mercy, but Mercy's not seeing play. We're thinking of Brig, because Brig's the other main support that can kind of like whip shot people away kind of thing. You can fight off Tracer and then kill me. Yeah, imagine being Tracer and getting orbed around a corner constantly. I think Tracer players would riot. What would he need in order to be able to see play in higher level play? I guess that's a question. His right-click healing's interesting. His orb seems interesting, and it's about what I expected. His wave could be interesting, depending on the cooldown. His ult, his movement doesn't seem that good. It's going to be hard to hold possessions with him based on that. It's going to be really preventative in the way that you duel, rather than aggressive in the way that you duel. Didact has a patch ready to change around health numbers and other things like that. We will be here for pugs tomorrow, and hopefully we'll have Wuyang in them for our pug code. Okay?